Oh boy. Are there any secrets back here? I'm not entirely sure. Goodbye, Gilgamesh. Sam, you are simply the best. I thought we'd never see the sun again, but you have made it. The only thing that is separating us from the Tower of Babel is that palace in front of us. Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can! I'm sorry, do I sound like an ecstatic cheerleader? I was carried away by a blast of adrenaline. Alright. Starting off here, you have these two major biomechanoids. And then after that, it sends a slew of different enemies at you, starting off with Nars and miniature biomechs. It's probably not the best idea to be using the minigun right now. However, what choice do I really have when there's just a horde of these kinds of enemies going after you? I'll try to avoid wasting ammunition on the Nars, because I believe you do actually get a quick moment to breathe after you defeat this first slew of enemies. And once you walk forward, that should spawn a bunch of clear skeletons. Although, thankfully, you don't have to necessarily fight them immediately by having them automatically spawn. So I can use the chainsaw right here. And that makes me happy. Alright now. That first fight wasn't really too bad. The next fight is a little bit worse, because, as I said, it spawns a bunch of clear skeletons. And these clear skeletons, there's certainly a plentiful amount of them. Let me just leave it at that. I don't exactly have a viable strategy of going about doing this, so I'm just going to run back immediately, try and prioritize the clears on one side of the room, and then I'm going to proceed to prioritize the ones that get too close. I'm going to repeat this process until they get extremely close. I might switch over to the flamethrower, because I might need it. I might need it to say the least. There are a lot of clear skeletons right here, and you can't exactly keep jumping to one side because they will eventually catch up to you. And wow, there's a bunch of you little fellows out here, aren't there? Okay, flamethrower time. That's not a flamethrower, Sam! That is a sniper rifle, and I don't think a sniper rifle is very handy for dealing excessive damage to large groups of enemies all at once. Okay, that fight wasn't too bad. I must have been thinking about serious mode, because I have some pretty bad memories about that fight in serious mode while I was playing Serious Sam HD. Which is unfortunate because serious mode is a nice challenge. Sometimes I just like to play serious mode, now that I've sort of manned up, but otherwise, I'm just a bit too much of a coward and I just like to stick in my comfort zone. Okay. This area I'm not really looking forward to. You walk over here, and this spawns a bunch of nasty enemies. For one thing, there are these reptiloid dudes. Okay, I need to redo this part because clearly I'm not executing it properly. So starting off, evidently enough, you have the kamikazes, which serve as minor obstructions, and then you have the biomechs, and oh dear lord, the biomechs, they are not fun. So I'm gonna try something different right here, and screw you, you bastard. I didn't anticipate you to be there. Oh my god, you are not supposed to be here. This is a place where you should not be. Well, okay, that wasn't too bad. Fine. I accept this outcome. That worked out in my favor in the end, so I am therefore satisfied. Oh man. That was a little bit of a scary experience, though. I thought the biomechs just love to surround you after walking out of their little respective locations after the walls blow up. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. Oh, no. With recording. I don't want to record. I'm already recording, so I'm recording while I'm recording. Woohoo. So now, you can pick up this health, and this cannon. And that in turn spawns this biomech. And this dude up here, I actually meant to switch to the minigun even though I had no ammunition for it. And I'm having difficulty hitting this guy with the freaking cannon. And you might be thinking to yourself, why are you wasting all those cannonballs? That's very stupid of you. Seriously stupid? But actually, it's not, because there's a full ammunition pack in the next room, so fret not, my dear friends, fret not. And Sam has, like, my favorite one-liner after picking up this ammo pack.
Look, enough lead for everybody.
That always makes me smirk whenever I hear that. Alright, here we are. This is the final battle of the level. We have to progress all the way to that door over there. I had to let that out because this is not a pleasant area.
Serious carnage.
There's just so many enemies in this area in particular. It is not fun at all. Not fun at all. You start off with clear skeletons, and that's a little bit cute because clear skeletons, as long as you have a minigun, can be easily disposed of. And they like to have their little odd patterns in which they separate themselves on other sides of this giant courtyard. But otherwise, when they stop to shoot their projectiles at you, they become really easy targets. So this is kind of cute starting off. It's not too bad. You do run out of minigun ammunition quickly, obviously, if you're doing what I'm doing. But hey, there's still plenty of ammunition left over for all your other weapons. And there's actually 150 bullets behind me, so a little bit of extra ammunition to compensate for my wasteful spending. And alternatively, you can also use grenades, which are pretty good counters to clumps of clear skeletons. Although, while these guys technically aren't exactly clumping together as I would like them to, it still deals with individuals rather safely and easily, so I'm satisfied. So now you might have noticed there's a couple of biomechs spawning, and if you look out in the distance, I'm not sure if it will render very well in the video, there are quite a bunch of those other dudes. So, having said this, I think I'm gonna go back and quickly pick up the serious damage power-up. And with that being done, I'll go and pick up these bullets and try to unleash hell on all these enemies. So, this is the sound of a minigun going wah. Unfortunately, I kind of wasted ammunition a little bit quickly. That was a little bit sad. Just a little bit sad. You do definitely want to prioritize these dudes first, and I'm gonna actually switch over to the flamethrower just so I can take out these clear skeleton dudes much more quickly. I'm gonna switch back now that I'm at a safe enough distance to use the laser gun. I feel like I had a point to all that rambling, but quite honestly, I'm just speaking of the strategies I go along. The strategy isn't the most advisable strategy, but it's working out for me, so I have no problems with it. Now I'm gonna switch over to the sniper rifle and deal with these fellows right here. Now I can probably make a good use of the cannon right here, just to deal with all these biomechs. I'm kind of getting pushed over to this side of the room, unfortunately, because of all these biomechs. This isn't really good. I'm gonna try and sneak my way back as quickly as possible. Oh dear, you bounced me over here. That was not good. A couple of bulls getting right next to me. This wasn't really part of the plan, to be perfectly honest. I kind of hoped I could snipe a lot of them from a distance, but there were so many clear skeletons. I don't remember them being that many. Oh well. So once you do that, you spawn all these power-ups. That's pretty nice. And if you zoom over here, there's actually a target.
Hey! No! Oh, yeah!
Now, an interesting note about that secret is that if you rocket jump over this wall, on the other sides of these walls, there are actually two separate health hearts that simply exist for the purpose to be bounced on the other sides, like bounced over the walls, just so that way they can show off that little secret. Now, I don't think you can pick them up. I think they're surrounded by like this little invisible barrier, which prevents you from picking them up, but I figured it was worth noting. Alright, so this next part right here, I'm definitely going to be using the cannon, just so that way I can try and take care of all those dudes out there in the distance. And while that sounds like quite a lot of pumpkin heads out there, it's actually, well, I guess I could say there are a ton of them, but while it sounds like they're extremely close, they aren't. There's just like a shitload of them, and I apologize for my swear right there. I probably shouldn't have said that. It's a little bit naughty of me. But yeah, there's a lot of them, and there's also a lot of Zumb'ul creatures as well. I'm gonna hold off on picking up that power-up right there, just because I kind of want to save that for a more hefty situation. Because up and coming, there is going to be quite a bunch of lava golems, I believe, and quite possibly some other variations of enemies that are worth dealing with if you have serious speed. So yeah, that's just how I'm going to go about things. And I'm missing a lot of easy shots right now, which is very depressing because I could be doing a lot better than this. Boom. Boom. And you might have noticed that we have pretty much run out of sniper rifle ammo. There were a lot of enemies that seemed worth sniping at. So I'm just going to ignore this power-up for the time being. I'm going to run forward and trigger a lot of upcoming enemies. I still have plenty of laser gun ammunition, so this could make things a little bit easier. But yeah, this final battle, it saps a lot of ammunition out of you. They expect you to pretty much waste all of your ammunition apart from shotgun ammo, because really, in what situation like this would you use shotgun ammunition? Except if the kamikazes get too close, in which case, you know, that's perfectly fine and acceptable. No! 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 Not today, good sirs, not today. You guys are a little bit pesky. Maybe I could use the cannon just a little bit. This would be kind of nice if I had some bullets right now. But oh well, oh well. Alright, just make sure you prioritize those kamikazes if they get way too close for comfort. I know they certainly are in my opinion, so now I can deal with the biomechanoids with no trouble at all, because thankfully they're close enough so that way my cannonballs can deal maximum damage. However, the reptiloids are a bit of a redeeming issue if they can just freely snipe you from a distance, or if they just like to walk forward, in which case that's fine by me. That guy, it looked like, actually got hit by a biomechanoid's rocket, so that was kind of entertaining. No you don't, and no you don't, and neither should you. You should not get very close to me, because I'm a very sensitive person, and you are hurting my feelings by running at me screaming. It kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable, and I would like for you to stop. Unfortunately, I cannot politely ask you to stop, because Sam is not capable of doing that. He only has one-liners, which are pre-programmed into the game, and asking the enemies to stop would just be way too polite of him, because he is serious Sam after all. He is serious about destroying all these enemies. I guess I really didn't need that serious speed power, but you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up anyways, because why not? At least I can run forward quickly. Quite possibly, sort of needlessly, if you consider the fact that if I kept running forward right there, I would probably make it there. I would probably make it towards the exit of the level at the same time as I would using the serious speed power up. However, we're not actually quite done this battle yet, because we have these guys right here. And screw it, I'm using a serious bomb. Because quite honestly, I could care less about defeating these enemies the traditional way. Technically, in the next level, which is the Tower of Babel, we are going to get a bunch of ammunition at the beginning, but I kind of felt like using a serious bomb, because I don't do that nearly enough. Serious bombs are just those weapons that you really feel as though you should conserve, just because you think you're going to have some sort of ultimate use for them in the end, but really, I'm just kind of needlessly saving them for no apparent reason. Let's use another one, because I feel like it. And I think that might have been the final battle, which is pretty simplistic considering the fact that I wasted 2 serious bombs on it. But chances are we're just going to get a bunch more serious bombs, so may as well use them while we still can before the game ends, which won't be for a while. But you know, you gotta make use. You gotta make use. Some health files out there if you really need them. I certainly don't, since I'm over the maximum health limit. And that was the Courtyards of Gilgamesh. I'm quite glad that this level is over. I can finally take a breath, say goodbye to this nasty courtyard, and we can end the level here. Statistics, got all the secrets this time, most excellent, and now we move on to the Tower of Babel. Babel, yeah. Our destination, the Tower of Babel, is very near now. The portal that we are looking for should be placed there, but beware. There is an old legend about a monster living inside. The legend says that whoever defeats it will be granted with a journey to the afterlife. It seems that the monster is there to protect the portal. But for now, we'll have to find our way out of here. We are currently in the palace of the King Tilmun, and the only way out is through the door in the front. Okay. And as we look at this little rocketeer right here sort of patrol the area, who doesn't really notice us for a while, we're just going to end things off here. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day or evening. I guess I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. That was the most drawn out intro I've ever done. Goodbye.